you dedicated to that particular committee? Not every committee made up of the same people.
We made a lot of suggestions, and I would say the majority, not every vote that we took to make a change or keep it as it was unanimous. But that's what it's all about, and that's the way it is in our general legislature.
Okay, Kelly's back next week. I think she's back probably in town now, but she'll be back at work here next week.
Right.
And I guess we might need some relief. So thank you all, one and every one of you who made phone calls this morning and all week long. And thank you for your input. We listen to you as well.
We do.
We listen to you because we want to know what's important to you. And the more input we have from you, the better we can serve you.
That's right. And we do. We do look at both sides. And there's lots of times you might think, well, we have one opinion, but no.
No, there's no such thing as one opinion. Not on my part, because I can be persuaded. You sell me, just like I told my reporters, you sell me on that idea, I will go with it. But you got to sell it. You got to believe in it. And you better have alternatives. You better have suggestions. If you don't have suggestions, want to complain and moan and groan in that other word, then you're going nowhere.
That's just like with the fish, the restrictions on fishing. Marine fisheries are constantly having meetings right there in Moorhead at their thing there, and for the public. And I know they've had a lot of commercial fishermen stressed out going in there, but that's what you got to do. You got to keep after it.
A lot of commercial and a lot of recreational fishermen will go in there and they would just complain and moan and groan, and they don't have a better solution. See, then what should a commission do? So if you got a better solution, national, local, real talk, 971.com or around the world. And of course, you can get a Simple Radio and various other radio applications. You can search for us, WSME, and of course, Facebook and YouTube channels for live and local. We'll see you Monday morning. Have a great weekend, and please be safe.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. The federal judge in the Donald Trump document drama says no to the former president's attempt to have the case thrown out on the grounds that a federal records law shielded him from prosecution. President Biden heads to the site of the Key Bridge disaster today, while next week he returns to Wisconsin.
The Wall Street Journal reports this morning while he's there, the president is going to outline a new large-scale effort to forgive a loan was struck down by the Supreme Court. The Journal reports that the president's advisors hope to use the rules to begin canceling waves of student debt in the run-up to the November election.
Fox's Mark Meredith, the Israeli military dismisses 2 officers reprimanding 3 others for the drone strike, killing 7 aid workers, saying they botched critical intel and violated the Army's rules of engagement. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1 and 1120 AM WSME, Camp Lejeune, Jacksonville, and worldwide at WSME971.com.
You are listening to Sports Talk with Chris Rayner on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM WSME.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready.
Hey, welcome to Sports Talk. I'm your host, Chris Rayner. Welcome in on this Friday. What's the date today, Hollywood? Gosh,
it would be the 5th. The 5th.
Yeah, this phone tells me that. April 5th. It is Final Four Eve, isn't it, Robert Farley?
It is.
Robert Farley, our co-host today. Thank you for being with us.
You got it.
And our guest today, Marisa Reeder. I always get that right. Aren't you impressed?
I am. I was going to mention that.
For the Jacksonville-Onslow Sports Commission. Thank you for being with us. You can talk about some JOSC big stuff coming up.
Yes.
And stuff people can go do. We're going to get to that in a moment. I want to thank our sponsors first, though. First of all, mainly Big sponsors come back to us. Rock Creek Golf and Country Club. They got 5 sets of tees and brand new greens now for any skill level, while offering a beautiful and challenging at very affordable rates. And it does have water on it too, and I have several balls in the water there, so if you find some, a couple of them are mine, so please bring them back to the station. We'd appreciate it. But welcome back, Rock Creek. Glad to have you back as our sponsor. We also have Golden Corral, Jones-Onslow EMC, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative, Barnes Diamond Gallery, National Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Bayshore Animal Hospital. Their new location is now open at 623 East Abbotston Drive in Swansboro. Bartley Insurance Mercer, Lane Associates Family Dentistry, Humphrey Heating and Air, and and Southern Touch Painting. Thank you, Roger Carroll on the ground. Also, special thanks to Helen's Kitchen. Biscuit bowls or breakfast bowls are on the way. I talked to Billy a little while ago, so he'll be here shortly with his Billy Bowls. The Hurricane Watch is sponsored by Downey's Heating and Air. We actually have a wood ducks report today too. The seasons cross up, we're hoping they cross up for about 2 months, aren't we, Robert?
Absolutely.
Because that'll mean the Hurricanes are deep.
I think
in
the Wood Ducks' first regular season games tonight.
Sure. And we may have John Clemens calling in later. You know where John went to school.
Oh, yeah.
So he's a state graduate too. So we have some other things planned in the show. We have possibly some surprise callers inners. One of them we know have is former NC State great Tommy Maddox.
Yep.
He'll be calling in later in the show to wish the Wolfpack luck and hopefully propel them to a Final Four win and then a national championship win Monday night. Hurricanes Watch is, of course, sponsored by Downey's Heating and Air and the Wood Duck Short. Thank you, Jason Humphrey. Once again, prayers going out to the Humphrey family. Tommy Humphrey, the patriarch of the family, passed away last week. So our condolences to the family and Jason and them, great group, and Mr. Tommy, and we wish them the best and prayers be with them. You can also find on-demand sports talk podcasts at WSME971.com. Everybody wave to Facebook and YouTube land. We're worldwide right now on Facebook and YouTube. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can watch it anytime on YouTube very easily. And you can find the archive shows at YouTube at WSME Radio. And of course, Facebook and Facebook Live and the streaming and everything is on freedom971.com. All that information, that's a lot of information. Our studio hotline, well, we'll give that out later because some other people may want to call in and wish them well. But we're going to jump right into the Jacksonville-Onslow Sports Commission in our first segment, and then the last half of the show will be pretty much Wolfpack land.
All right, love it.
We'll go to Reynolds Coliseum and PNC Arena and visit everything Wolfpack land. I want to talk first of all, and then I'm going to let you elaborate on it. The big Hall of Fame banquet coming up is April 16th at Sturgeon City, 50 Court Street, that's the address, and they'll have cocktails and silent auction at 5, and then the program starts at 6. And you got an awesome class this year, a good mixture of everything. You got Steve Rose, soccer extraordinaire, one of the best soccer players ever to come out of Onslow County. You know that, of course. Amanda Duffy, same thing, one of the best soccer players ever around here. Jack Brown Jr., great high school baseball coach. I do want to, when you get to his acceptance speech, we want to time it though, because he is world renowned for taking about 3 minutes to get from the dugout to the pitcher's mound whenever it's time to take a pitcher out.
I think he was a big fan of umpires too.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
I heard that.
You think?
Yeah, I don't know him. I never umpired baseball.
Yeah, because you were the basketball realm. But he would take a while to go get the pitcher, and I think that was done on purpose. He, first of all, gives your other pitcher time to warm up a little bit and get ready. Second of all, it's just his way of doing it. And when he would leave the pitcher, it would take him another 3 minutes to get back to
He had some really good teams, too, that went to the state championships when Ricky Davis
was a big part of that. Thomas Padgett, J.P. Padgett, they had some great kids down there all at one time. And, of course, they had, former Major League player Rookie Davis as the centerpiece. So that was a good group they had there. We had Rookie on the show a while back. It was last year, and we didn't really have enough time to really get into everything. So we need to get Rookie back sometime. Maybe with baseball coming on, that'll be a good guest to get in. Speaking of baseball, the 1978 and 79 White Oak baseball teams, I remember these guys when I was a kid, especially Louis Meadows, Chucky Kennedy, those two players. I've still got a Louis Meadows baseball card. I'd love to get him to sign it. I might bring it that Tuesday night and get him to sign it if I can find it. It's somewhere in the collection. Now, if it was Tom Hatchell from Crazy Card Sports or whatever, you can tell him when we went to UNCW to visit Coach Randy Hood, I'd worn a Randy Hood baseball card, and all he had was he was in the minor leagues. Tom found it in like 2 minutes. I don't know how he catalogs all those cards and can find that quick. But
he's like you with restaurants, right?
Oh no, that's true.
Ask you about a restaurant, you know
true. I do know about
You know
that.
what time they open and close?
Open and close. I've got their phone number in my directory. I know he wants to say it. Go ahead.
Well, if somebody loves a calorie, it's Chris Rainer.
I love to kill him. Bad. I hear somebody coming. I thought I heard somebody.
That might be our
maybe
breakfast bowls.
Might be the biscuit, the breakfast bowl ninja. Is that the breakfast bowl ninja out there?
Hello.
Hello. Anyway, we'll see in a minute. And of course, Cuz. You know who Cuz is.
Tony Marshall.
Tony Marshall.
One of the best.
As far as I know, the only Onslow County basketball state championship, right?
Well, Lejeune won some in the 50s.
Did they?
Yeah, they
won a
were
couple.
inducted.
That's right. 'Cause that
They've
team
already
was
been
last
inducted.
year.
Yeah, they won some in the 50s when it was a little different than it is now. But
In recent times, I mean, he took Northside to the title, and oh my gosh,
and they were really consistent too, because he opened that school.
Yeah.
Him and Bob Easton. Bob was obviously the football coach.
Yeah,
Tony was
first football
basketball,
coach.
and Tony came from White Oak.
Yep.
And Bob came from Southwest. So.
And Tony was the coach, for the Northside State Championship team, and they were very close another year. There were one year where they were stepping on a line away from winning another.
Yeah, they
state
were 2A the year they won it, and then realignment bumped them up to 3A.
Yeah.
And they actually lost to a team that had like 4 Division I players on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wendell Moore was on that team.
What was that team?
Leaky
Remember that?
Black.
I remember that now. Yeah, you're right. I can't remember the team though. I can look it up here shortly on the
Yeah,
break.
I can't remember.
But
They were really good.
We're going to pitch it since it's baseball season, and you're going to catch it and run with it. Talk to us about.
You all know a lot more than I do.
Well, you're looking at that wonderful program. Now, if you go,
Yes.
first of all, tell everybody the logistics, how they can get tickets, time, all that stuff.
Yes. So April 16th, we have a ticket deadline because it does come with a meal, and so we have to let the caterer know. So April 10th at 11:59, that's when we'll have to cut off tickets. Now, if you want to pay cash or check, you'll have to email us or call us. Phone number is 910-347-3141. Email is events@josc-nc.com, and then just coordinate for you to come by and pay for tickets. They're $75 each, or if you buy a table, they end up being $60 each.
How many are at a table?
There's 8.
So they'd have to buy 8 to get this discount.
Yes. You can also, if you're paying with a credit card, you go online, and that is through our website, playjosc.com. And if you're interested in who has already been inducted into our Hall of Fame, our website has all of that information. We have photos and bios. And this information for this induction ceremony is on there as well. And this is going to be the induction of classes of 2023 and 2024.
Why do we have 2 together?
So we
What happened?
decided a few years ago that we were going to go every other year.
I
We
got
wanted to have a very good crowd. We wanted to make sure we were able to put everything. It takes quite a bit for us to put the event together, and so we decided to go every other year.
So will there be no event next year then?
There will not be, but we will
Okay.
still
I got you.
announce a class of 2025. And if anyone would like to nominate someone to be inducted, we take them every year up until October 31st. The nomination forms are on our website. Again, it's playjosc.com, and we have one for individuals and one for teams since we started doing teams a few years ago.
So it could be anybody that has something to do with sports, like a coach,
Yes.
players, obviously, a legendary referee, maybe,
Yes.
or a world-renowned broadcaster who's on YouTube all over the world,
Yes.
things like that, right?
Yes, so
Okay.
there is a description, and we ask that you just read through that and submit as much information as possible.
Okay.
Because you'd be surprised that we get 1 or 2 lines, and Scott and I are not from here.
Yeah, I saw the
We do-
bio for the baseball team.
Yes.
And you got all these guys and two national or 2 state championship teams.
Yes.
They won 52 consecutive games between 1978 and 79. And that record still stands as the state record for most consecutive wins for baseball, which is awesome because you consider those Whiteville teams that won every year. And, we're playing, they may have lost a game though, but
I don't know if they were in the same division.
it doesn't matter. That's the state record for any classification. That's the 52 wins in a row is what I was talking about.
Oh,
That
okay.
still stands as the state record. That's amazing. But what I was talking about is the why do baseball teams have like 4 lines here?
Yes.
Then you go to some of the individual ones, and it's like. I can't read all the individual ones, but obviously we hit the highlights on what they've done. Now, I want to back up to, you talked about the website where people can go to see the former members that have been inducted. Can you come down there and see the stuff? Is there anything to see down there, or is it just pictures?
So in the Commerce Center, which is at 1099 Gum Branch, there is a room. Sometimes it's rented out, so you can't always go in and see it. But yes, there are all.
But it has it's kind of more like a museum type. The photos all around the wall and everything.
Yes.
Okay, that's awesome. Like the Hall of Fame thing.
It is also includes what we call our Hero Spirit Award winners. And so those of people that have been, well, for instance, Ainsley's Angels, ECI, Glenn Hargett and John Kopka, they just made an impact in sports. Not necessarily.
You said ECI?
Mm-hmm. So it could be an event, it could be a person.
So ECI's in the Hall of Fame?
They're in what we call the Hero Spirit Award winners, which are in the same
because of what it brings to the area. And okay, I understand.
Yeah, same with the Ainsley. So the first one was actually Ainsley's Angels. They started this in 2016. So yes, at the Commerce Center, you can stop by. The class of 23 and 24 aren't up yet. I'm still working with them to get them up. It takes a little bit of time.
Well, I'm looking at the flyer here. I love Jack Brown's picture. He's giving signals here, but he looks like the Three Stooges, the way they would that type thing.
So it's always fun to get photos of the inductees as well. So we go with,
but man,
whatever submitted.
They had some great teams there.
How many members are in the Hall of Fame? Do you know?
I don't know off the top of my head.
That would be something
maybe
to come
on a
to
break.
The Commerce Center and check it out.
Yes.
Or you could shoot Scott a text and he could go start counting pictures.
Scott is taking a well-deserved day off today. So,
well, Tennessee did not make the Final Four. And so I knew he probably wouldn't want to come in and talk about the Wolfpack making the Final Four, and Tennessee didn't, but my Tar Heels didn't either. So, you jump on what's hot right now, and right now the Wolfpack's hot. So, and I'm sure you've been following basketball because you love basketball, right? Didn't you play in high school, you said?
I did play in high school.
But you don't follow it anymore?
No, I don't really watch sports.
Really?
No.
Yeah,
I don't really watch a lot.
Jacksonville-Onslow Sports Commission.
I know. But what I do is marketing and financials.
You do the financial part of it. You're the NIL person.
She's the brains of the organization.
No.
The name likeness person.
I would say some of the creativity that comes out, because there's a lot that we have to. There's flyers. I didn't do the program, but these are different ads that we'll create for some of our sponsors.
Is it too late for people to be a sponsor?
To get the proper recognition.
But if they wanted to jump in at the end and have maybe their name mentioned there or something, if they wanted to provide enough money, we could probably work that out.
We will take money.
Okay.
We are a nonprofit. We're a 501c3.
Well, actually, the Hurricanes have scored their first goal. You've been here long enough, you know what that means. That means the red light has sounded or flashed or whatever you want to call it. We're going to take our first break, and we're going to come back and hit your other event coming up, and then we're going to jump on the Wolfpack. Back on Sports Talk.
WSME.
Spring is here, and it's time to get outside. Making plans for a new garden or lawn makeover? Keep safety in mind for all projects, especially those that require digging near underground utility lines. Jones-Onslow EMC reminds all members who plan a digging project to call 811 at least 3 business days before you start. Or you can submit a request online at www.nc811.org. Reliability focused, safety driven. That's our co-op.
Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty. Only copper protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, Solid-Tech luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home. That's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them. Floor covering. Family owned and operated since 1997. With locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering. You stand on it. We stand behind it.
Pro Image Promotional Solutions in Jacksonville. A one-stop for your custom tees, sweats, hooded sweats, caps, and outerwear. Pro Image will design uniquely for you. Pro Image will do screen prints, digitize, and embroider right on site at their location in Jacksonville at 51 Plaza Drive B, just behind the Pizza Hut on Gum Branch Road. Pro Image Promotional Solutions, specializing in helping schools, businesses, church groups, civic organizations, and recreation sports teams with uniforms and their team gear. See Mark Houston for ideas on how to make your personal business wear look professional and appealing. For more information, visit proimagenc.com. That's proimagin.com or call 910-347-0004. Again, that's 910-347-0004. Pro Image Promotional Solutions, just behind the Pizza Hut on Gum Branch Road, Jacksonville.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
It's Sports Talk Live on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Hey, welcome back to Sports Talk. I'm your host, Chris Rayner. Our guest today is Marisa Reeder from the Jacksonville-Onslow Sports Commission. Welcome again.
Thank you.
And our coach today, Robert Farley.
Morning, Chris. How you doing?
Basketball refereing legend Robert Farley.
Yeah, okay,
and Wolfpack superfan.
There you go.
You definitely take that. You'll definitely take that moniker, won't you?
Absolutely.
We're going to talk more about the Jacksonville-Onslow Sports Commission events. We already talked about the Hall of Fame thing. What's that date again? The 16th.
April 16th. It's a Tuesday evening, and then the same week, because Scott Lowe supports her fights. It's two events in 1 week. Yes, we have our Freedom Fight. This is a USA Boxing sanctioned event. It's what they call a belt event, and we see.
So will titles be on the line?
No, but it actually attracts more boxers to the event when you.
Where's that event at?
It's going to be at the Commons Recreation Complex.
Have you not been to one of those before? It's pretty cool. They let me do the announcing one year. It was awesome.
I've been a couple boxing matches on base. One of them was on ESPN.
Oh, nice.
They had their Friday night fights. I went to one, and it was actually on TV.
The first time we're going to do two sessions. The first one is at 2 p.m. Doors will open 1 hour prior, and then the second session is at 7 p.m. And it's $15 for tickets, $5 kids 6 to 12, and kids 5 and under are free. You can buy them online. Again, PlayJOSC is our website, or we will have tickets at the door. We are excited to have different boxers coming in. We see a good local crowd, but then we have people that come from Charlotte, Florida, Atlanta.
Wow.
This is in conjunction with Marine Boxing alumni. They have their Hall of Fame banquet. They have a lot of activities that they plan for the entire weekend.
And this is one of them.
This is one of them. So we're excited to have this partnership. This is the 7th year that we've done it. It's a wonderful event, fun event. It's one of my favorites. I do encourage people to come out. I think it's very affordable for families to come out and see what local talents.
No, if it's Mark, we need to go ahead and.
So this is happening April 20th, and tickets again, playjosc.com.
Sweet.
We have a couple other events coming up as well.
Hey, is it men and women and
yes,
and different ages?
Yep. And so, like I said, it's a USA Boxing sanctioned event.
We're going to hang on a second. We have a caller calling in. They have some questions about the boxing match, but I think this caller is calling to wish the Wolfpack a good time. Good morning, caller. Who do we have on the line there? Oh, hang on. Good morning, caller. Who do we have on the line?
Hey, this is Lieutenant Governor Robinson. How you doing?
Good. How are you doing, sir? Welcome to Sports Talk. I have a good idea what you're calling about today.
You better believe it. I'm calling about our Wolfpack. I couldn't be prouder of those guys. I'm telling you what, I really couldn't.
It's awesome, isn't it?
Really rooting for them, and just couldn't be prouder to see the school, North Carolina, especially the school that I'm very fond of, North Carolina State, doing so well in this tournament. They've had a long run here. And we just want to wish them the best. They go out to Phoenix to keep the streak going and maybe bring the championship home to North Carolina. You know, I started to fall in love with NC State when my daughter attended. She got her master's degree there, and my love of NC State was solidified once I became lieutenant governor. They've been one of the schools that's been very gracious to me and my staff. And, we love that campus, we love that administration, and we love the school. And I'm a diehard Wolfpack fan now, and I'm just cheering them all the way on, and just want to send my love out to those guys and want them to bring that championship home in North Carolina.
Now, I've seen some pictures of you and your lovely wife Yolanda up there in the Vaughn Towers with Derek Wittenberg and some of the crowd. So yeah, you've been hobnobbing with some of the elite up there.
Absolutely. We've been fortunate enough to meet some of the big folks over there, and some of the legends over at NC State, like Derek Wittenberg. But you know what we really like to do is we really like to get on that campus and feel the vibe, whether it's football, whether it's basketball, whether it's baseball. They have a great tradition of athletics at the school, and we love to go by and celebrate their victories with them and just cheer them on.
Yeah, my son graduated, there in May, and man, he loved it. He was a Carolina fan growing up, but man, he's all red now because he just fell in love with the place. He still stays in Raleigh. He's an engineer up there in Raleigh now, and just loves the Raleigh area and the campus there. Actually, he's not far from your office downtown now.
Yeah, it's just something about that NC State campus just special. It's a small campus feel to it.
We'll have to get together one day and hit that nice golf course they got.
Well, look, that golf course might hit me, Chris. I'm not very good at golf, but I'll definitely go out there with you.
Well, you told me before you'd at least drive the cart for me.
I will. If nothing else, I'm good at driving the cart.
Hey, make sure we don't forget about our Wolfpack women. They made the Final Four also and played tonight in Cleveland against.
When we say Wolfpack, we mean the entire conglomerate, the men and the women. They are doing fantastic. And I tell you what, I've been watching sports my entire life just about, and I have watched the genesis of women's sports in this nation, and it is incredible. You look at that incredible tournament, that incredible game between LSU and Iowa, and the attention that drew, and the fans in the stands. Women's sports are growing exponentially in this country, and I couldn't be happier. The more success of these young ladies, the better. I mean, it's just fantastic what's going on in America for women's sports, whether it be basketball, hockey, whatever it may be. I mean, women's sports is really expanding this country, and we want to continue to make sure it does.
It blew my mind to hear that Dad broadcast the other night of the Iowa-LSU game was the single highest broadcast ever of basketball on ESPN, men or women's. That's crazy.
I don't doubt it, because if you remember the days with the heated contention between Bird and Magic back when they were in college, ESPN was just a scheduling thing, and you just had your big national stations and local stations. This big conglomeration of ESPN has really allowed these young women to have a way to really highlight their talent, and I could not be more pleased by it because it's long overdue in this country.
Oh yeah, and that was a great game too. Well, Mark, thank you for calling in. Be careful on your travels today. I know you'll be rooting on the Wolfpack, and I'm working on the hockey tickets for the playoffs, so tell your staff we'll get it together and we'll make it happen.
All right, and go Pack, men and women, both teams. We want both of them to bring those championships home.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you.
All right, bye. So, boxing. Back to boxing. He had to call in when he could, and we got several calling in later, but that's probably the only one we had to get in early because of his schedule. So, finish up on what I've been to this thing before. Y'all let me do it one year. The guy you normally had a sore throat.
What did you do at the boxing?
Oh, I did the old now in the red corner.
You think you're Michael Buffer or somebody?
I tried to be. Who that does the
Michael Buffer.
Ready to Rumble things? Is that him?
Yeah, Michael.
No, I weren't quite up to that level, but
He did a good job.
He did okay.
And he got a free meal from it.
of course.
Of course.
He volunteered his time, and we gave him a free meal.
But I was
We appreciate it.
ringside, and it's so because when they
Oh, you
got
gotta
on your
be
side, you got to be
careful.
careful because like sweat's flying and
Sweat and blood.
yeah,
It's got a bumper sticker that says, "We'll work for food." on
we'll
the
work
back of
for
his
food.
truck.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Nice.
Yes. So
So-
anything else on the into there for the freedom fights you want to tell us about?
No, just a reminder, it's April 20th, so it's coming up very quickly. 2 sessions. So
And that was my question. 2 big events in 1 week. How did y'all get that scheduled? Because I remember last fall, I called y'all and I said, "Do you realize that this boxing thing is high school football in Onslow
Yeah, we
County?"
didn't.
But you weren't able to move it because it's conjunction with the Hall of Fame.
yes.
The boxing Hall of Fame. So
Yes.
there's nothing you can
Because
really
we
do.
partner with the All Marine Boxing team and their weekend, we do go with their schedule, but we wanted to move it, or they wanted to move it back to the spring. So
Have they moved it? So they are going to keep it in the spring.
it's, year to
And
year.
that's just a good time to where if they keep it in the spring, there's a lot less going on.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
A lot of
I agree
less
with
of the
you.
distractions.
Yes.
So anything else you want to add from the JOSC land before we switch to Wolfpack land?
Well, we do have 2 other events coming up that are pretty good. One is News Commission, but first I'll start with our Moore Buick GMC New River Splash. This is a triathlon.
Now, triathlon's where you run and ride a bike and stuff, right?
You swim,
There's no bike?
then you bike,
Okay.
then you run.
Okay.
The duathlon is you run, bike, run, and then there's a 5K. So we are part of the North Carolina Tri-Series. That was something we started last year, and then we applied and was awarded from USA Triathlon. We will be the North Carolina State Championship event. And so this is May 11th. You still have time to register. They will swim in the New River. Yes, I'm aware there are gators. There are other.
Well, it depends on what part of the
sometimes
New River you're in.
we are going to be down at the marina.
There's gators.
So we are aware of this. We've had this event many years. We will have several safety protocols in place. So we have volunteers on kayaks, volunteers on jet skis. At their boat, we have a volunteer boat. They are in the water for 30 minutes at the most. The entire part of the swim course takes about 30 minutes.
So it does.
And then they're fast. They're very, the first person is out in 8 minutes or so. It's 400 meters, and then they will bike 17 and a half miles. And this is where the bike portion there's safety protocols in place as well. We work with the Jacksonville Police and Marine Corps.
Yeah, you don't just let them go down Marine Boulevard with no direction or no.
No, we actually partner with the Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune, and they allow us to cycle through Camp Johnson.
So do they use the trail, the Montford Point Trail and all that?
No, they go right through Camp Johnson Gate, and PMO closes down Camp Wilson Boulevard, and they are able to go down to the Wallace Creek exit and come all the way back. So it's an out in force, 17 and a half miles. They get back to transition, and they
How long does that take? What's the average?
Ooh, I'd have to look up the results on that one.
I could drive it in probably more time than what these guys
You
can
would be
ride
surprised.
thing.
The fast guy, I think, did it in like 20. I don't know. I have to look it up. I would have to look up his splits. Then they hop off their bike and they'll run a 5K around downtown through Sturgeon City Park.
Bless their heart.
Wow.
Yes.
That's a real athlete there.
This is a sprint distance, which means it is the shortest triathlon. So Ironmans are a whole nother.
Sprint is relative
You
to
could
who
do this,
you are.
Ray. This is something you could easily do.
I am
Why
not.
aren't you not entered in this thing? You're a fitness guru.
I am not a swimmer, though.
A guru. You can't
I'm
swim?
not a swimmer. I could do the duathlon if I had a bike.
Ooh, hold on.
I don't mean to
Hold on.
interrupt, but we have somebody on the line here that related to the wants to say something real quick.
Okay.
And I do believe it's Dr. Gina Francis with Bayshore Animal.
Nice.
Yeah, because, hey, Dr. Francis, you there?
Yes, I am, Chris. Good morning.
Hey, a second. There you go. Everybody can hear you now. Go ahead. Good morning, Doc. Welcome to the show.
I just wanted to comment this morning. First of all, go Pack. For dudes and the dudettes, I wish them well. And secondly, I just wanted to wish the Hall of Fame class well this year. All of them, but particularly Coach Tony Marshburn, who was my high school classmate, and I cheered for him when he played basketball at Jacksonville.
Do you call him Cuz also?
Yes, we call him Cuz too. Absolutely.
Well, thank you for calling in. We love having you as our sponsor too. You've done wonderful things down there. How's the new location going?
The new location is going very well. We got our sign yesterday.
Well, good. Did you have anything else for the Sports Commission folks? I do have a question for you, but did you have anything else for Sports Commission before I ask you my other question?
I just want to wish all the inductees well.
Okay, well, thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
And my question, Hulk has a rat right behind his ear. No, I'm picking on you. I'm messing with you. Once again, though, congratulations on the new location. That's going to work out well for y'all probably. Right down there in that area, Swansboro. I have you give us the address. You got it right in front. Oh, here it is. 623 East Sabiston Drive in Swansboro.
That's correct. Thank you, Chris.
And you work on everything from small animals to big animals, right?
We do dogs, cats, and horses.
Okay. Oh, nice. Well, thank you for calling back.
Okay, thank you.
Take care. Next on the agenda, y'all have a busy schedule coming up.
So let me see. So New River Splash, just so you know, if anyone's interested in signing up, it's newriversplash.com.
Okay.
And it is part of our JOSC race series.
So can they get to it at playjosc.com also?
They can.
Okay.
They can do it through race.
If they forget everything else, remember play. JOSC.com,
yes.
Right? Okay.
And then our run, I haven't talked about it today, but I've talked about it before. We do have a running series. And so that's racejosc.com. And so that incorporates not only our events, but other community events. So the other event, it's new to the Sports Commission, but not new to Jacksonville. It is Frogman 3D Bow Hunters Challenge and a 5K. You don't have to do them together. They are separate events.
So I can just shoot my bow and not have to do the running to shoot.
Correct. Do you have a bow?
Yes.
Well, you should do it. There's 31.
Deadly with that sucker.
So the event is.
Do you realize that some people, you can be more accurate with a compound bow than you can with a pistol a lot of times? From a certain distance, because you put those targets on, especially with a trigger release. And have you shot a bow much before?
No.
Dead on. Honestly, you can put a group with a bow tighter than you can do a pistol unless you're really great with it.
My wife won't even let me have a pocket knife. I know.
You don't have a pistol either?
No.
Wow.
You realize that I'm married to a gunsmith, right? Okay. And like he works on a range.
Take my word for it. A guy with a bow from a further distance, because pistol is accurate to a certain
I agree with that.
distance.
Yes.
A guy with a bow can group them together just like a guy shooting a pistol can. A good one.
But I mean, there's
really
also ARs. I mean, right?
Yeah, but now you get to a different thing. Okay, I've gotten on a rabbit hole here.
Yeah.
Back to the Frogman.
June 1st, this is going to be in the new property that the city bought, the 400 acres at the end of Western Boulevard.
Okay.
So right now it is just woods.
Not developed.
Not developed.
So you don't have to worry about shooting any construction workers working on the fields or anything else.
So actually Jacksonville Recreation and Parks, they are creating the 5 and different cutouts for the 31 targets.
Oh, nice.
They're creating this for us. And so 8 a.m. that morning will be the 5K trail run, and this will be a very real woods experience trail run.
Like
some
a
trails
country meet or something.
Well, some trails around here you'll see they have sand or, some sort of mulch. No, this is going to be
good trail.
Yeah, just like run through the woods. So then at 10 a.m.
Snakes.
Can't please talk about that. I'm already super nervous because I got to run this to measure it. Well, I have to measure it. I measure all of our courses before the event, and I try and pinpoint where mile markers go and where the water stops are. So yeah, good times with that.
There's no snakes in all.
There's so many snakes. If there's a snake, it's gonna find me. I swear.
Usually, when you get that kind of traffic going through there, a snake will go elsewhere.
But when I'm doing it, it will be me.
Just watch that.
Obviously, you don't like snakes.
Oh,
Rocky's a snake.
I do not. I'm terrible. And growing up on a farm, you would have thought that I saw snakes.
Every time you move a hay bale, there's a snake.
I never saw snakes. I mean, maybe a dead.
But you were at an up north farm.
I was, yes.
Yeah, they don't have it as bad up there.
Yes.
It's colder, and they like to migrate south, which is here. So enjoy your run.
So back to it at 10 a.m. Is the 3D Hunters Challenge. And so I will mention this is in memory of Chris Campbell. He was a Navy SEAL that was, his family is here, and they want to keep his memory alive. And so the 31 targets are for the 31 Navy SEALs that were killed in August 2011. And so the Bow Hunters Challenge is happening at 10. And then that evening at Sturgeon City, 50 Court Street in Jacksonville, the North Carolina National Wild Turkey Federation has a Frogman banquet.
The root turkey is not the whiskey drink, right?
Right.
Okay, we just want to clarify.
So the event beneficiaries is the North Carolina National Wild Turkey Federation, the Sports Commission, and Hope for the Warriors. And so this is June 1st. Like I said, not new to Jacksonville, but new to the Sports Commission, new location. They used to have it on the Campbell years ago.
So now it's going to be out there at the new place where they're going to be putting the vast sports complex.
Have you seen the plans that was presented?
Haven't. Have you got them? I'll have to stop by one day and get Scott and you to show them to me.
I might actually have
we can't do it right now,
but just so you know, yes, I think I do have some of that.
I'll look over those after the show then. You have to hang around for
actually,
stuff.
I mean, anyone could go on the city council. It was presented to city council. I mean, these are
you mean on the website, look at it and everything?
Like D10, YouTube, you can watch. And it's really impressive, the plans that they have in place.
So they have like a little video presentation you can watch. I'll watch that. That's on YouTube?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll check that out. I'm more of a video person than I am a reading and, scholar type thing.
So I love their plans, and I think you'll appreciate the plans that they have back there. If
so
everything
there must be a turf football field coming then. You say I appreciate the plans.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
So we get back to the jamboree.
It's a long time coming.
And
but you got to start somewhere. Got to get it started.
And a multi-purpose facility.
I got you.
It's really cool, the area that they have. And it's a perfect location. So when we bid on events, a lot of times these event owners want to know how close are you to restaurants and hotels, and that location is
there's
prime.
a ton of them, because I live on the southwest side of the county, and we've been trying to get more restaurants that way, but everything goes to Western Extension, which is great for this. So.
Actually, we're getting a Wawa's.
What's a Wawa?
You don't know, gas station?
It's like a Sheetz, a gas station with
yes, we were
a
supposed to get
restaurant
a Sheetz,
inside.
but Wawa is taking over. We're getting like 4.
How far are we off from getting a Buc-ee's?
Well, considering how much space they need, I don't think we have room for a Buc-ee's.
We'll sacrifice the
We don't have an interstate.
Well, yes, that's the other thing that.
I have to go to Florence later in the month for something, and I'm looking forward to my Buc-ee's.
You've never been to Buc-ee's?
Never been. I've heard the brisket sandwiches.
I mean,
Yep.
Wow, they won't just the public in there, the normal folks.
There's no room for them. There's 120 gas pumps, and they're all full, dude.
Yes.
I'll just park at the pump and leave my car after I fill up. That'd probably make them happy with it.
I went there a couple weeks ago. It was like 8 o'clock at night, and the place was slam packed.
Somebody had a good business model.
Yes, for sure.
Canes just scored their second goal. Does that wrap up everything with the Sports Commission for now?
For now, yes.
And we're going to hit it again at the end of the show. But when we come back, we're going to talk some Wolfpack basketball. We'll be right back on Sports Talk.
Hi, this is Rick Dees, and don't forget the weekly Top 40 this weekend. We're giving away a 4-day vacation for 2 to the unbelievable La Quinta Hotel Golf and Tennis Resort in Palm Springs, California. This does include round-trip airfare from anywhere in the USA. The weekly Top 40 countdown and our special in-studio guests live, Force MDs. The weekly Top 40 here this weekend.
The weekly Top 40 80s edition, Sunday night, 6 to 10 on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
For 40 years now, people throughout Jacksonville and Onslow County have trusted Barnes Diamond Gallery for all their jewelry needs for every special occasion. They understand that every day is a special event for someone, whether celebrating a wedding, anniversary, birthday, engagement, or graduation. Let Barnes Diamond Gallery custom design something for you. Barnes Diamond Gallery does on-site repair in addition to their quality and selection of diamonds, diamond fashion bands, pendants, watches, earrings, gemstone rings, and necklaces for anyone for any any occasion. Major credit cards accepted. Layaway available. Barnes Diamond Gallery offers appraisals and pay top market prices for gold and silver. Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, Jacksonville, open 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday.
Bayshore Animal Hospital is excited to announce that they have moved to their new forever location, 623 East Saviston Drive in Swansboro. Bayshore Animal Hospital may be Onslow County's most complete veterinary clinic. Of small animal and equine medicine at a new state-of-the-art facility. Dr. Timothy Pearson is an equine practitioner. In addition to equine medical and dental services, Bayshore Animal Hospital continues to give compassionate care for all your furry, four-legged family members. You see, at Bayshore Animal Hospital, they treat pets like family. Sea dogs, devil dogs, cool cats, and horses. Welcome. Dr. Gina Francis, Timothy Pearson, and staff are ready to provide your pet with the best possible care today. Stop by Bayshore Animal Hospital now at their new location, 23 East Saviston Drive, Swansboro. Phone 910-939-5298. Or if you'd like, you can visit them online to find out more about Bayshore Animal Hospital at BayshoreAnimalHospitalNC.com.
You might call our selection impressive, our people admirable, our savings remarkable, but the word we use is bodacious. Shop National Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram during the Jeep Celebration event for a massive inventory of new Jeeps and Ram trucks, plus the performance of Dodge.
Visit National Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Highway 17 in Jacksonville.
It's a national thing. Go National.
Golden Corral, the only one for everyone, featuring their famous buffet. Come see their new self-serve beverage station with multiple flavors and dine in to see their new decor. Enjoy chicken tenders and delicious butterfly shrimp, along with carved steak, carved ribs, and carved ham nightly. Check out fish and catfish Fridays on the dinner buffet. Breakfast buffet every day starts at 7:30 a.m. with brunch at 10 a.m. Dinner with carved meats at 4 p.m. Dine in, take-out, drive-through, delivery, and don't forget about catering opportunities for 10 to 1,000. Call 910-455-3773 or goldencorral.com. Golden Corral, the only one for everyone. Golden Corral, North Marine Boulevard, Jacksonville, and Greenville Boulevard, Greenville.
In a season of falling temperatures and rising energy bills, your local Bryant professional is always ready, standing by to protect your home's comfort and defend you from uncomfortable temperatures and the higher energy bills associated with them. Ready to do whatever it takes for your home, your family, and you to be comfortable without breaking the bank. Because when the temperature falls, that's when your local Bryant professional turns up the heat efficiently.
Call Down East Heating and Air Conditioning at 346-4311 and let them keep you comfortable this winter. Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, serving our community for over 25 years. Also, Down East can help you with your home guttering needs. Call Down East today at 346-4311.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
It's Sports Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Hey, welcome back to Sports Talk. That is the sound of the Scorpions, which means they're rocking like a hurricane. It's time for the Hurricanes Watch, sponsored by Down East Heating and Air. The Hurricanes last night lost 4-1 to the Boston Bruins. We'll go back to the week before, though. Since our last show, they only played 2 games, actually, last night and then this past Saturday. This past Saturday, they whooped the Montreal Canadiens 3-0 on the road, actually, in Montreal. Then they get a much-needed break. I talked about how they had played like 14 games in 19 days or something, so them legs were getting like a little rubbery, so they needed a break. They get the break, and they come out and deliver a stinker last night, a 4-1 loss to the Boston Bruins, who's a very good team, but still, the Canes have had a reputation this year of playing really well against the good teams, and last night they kind of drop the ball a little
And
bit.
they've
but-
clinched the playoff spot, haven't they, Chris?
Oh yeah, and the way it is with hockey is get in the playoffs and then see what happens. You don't really care about being the top seed, but I was hoping they'd do a little better against Boston last night, just as a playoff tune-up. The Canes do have a game again tonight, 7 o'clock puck drop. They're at PNC Arena against the Washington Capitals. Probably some tickets, maybe some resale tickets still available if anybody's interested in going. Great game tonight, and then their home finale for the regular season is Sunday at 5 p.m. I get to go to that one, yay. And I got a buddy that hooked me up with some behind the goalie tickets. First row behind the goalie, so that'd be nice.
Don't get hurt.
Well, I hope it would have to shatter.
Or get hit by a puck.
They got the big net, so unless that thing shatters, I'm okay. My probably biggest thing would be going down all. You got to start from the top and go down, and then we get back up. It's like Mount Kilimanjaro.
Falling down the stairs. That wouldn't be good.
Because you do have a beverage or two there from time to time.
You do.
Our beverage report is sponsored by Coastal Beverage. Thank you. So that will be tonight. They're playing at home at 7 o'clock, and then Friday the home finale, regular season at 5 p.m. Then they play 4 games on the road. Who made out their schedule? That stretch we talked about where they had all those games, and then their last 4 games were all on the road. I can understand the beginning because of the state fair, but you would think they'd
There
have
might be
more
some
home games.
PNC concerts during that time.
I don't know, but the regular season will wind up on the road on April 16th, and then it's playoff time. So our next Canes report will be next Friday, the 12th, where we'll talk about the game tonight, the home game Sunday, and then one away game. So they'll have a big week coming up, and they play Boston on the road Tuesday, so that'll be another big one. But go see your Canes. Thank you again for Downey's Heating Air for sponsoring the Hurricanes report and the Wood Ducks report, which will be coming up. Once again, Downey's Heating Air, Jason Humphrey and them, thank you. Our prayers go out again to Jason Humphrey and his family for their loss of their father, Tommy Humphrey. Also want to give a shout out to the Goodson family and our prayers and condolences with them. Steve Goodson lost his father this week. So that's 2 of the big family patriarchs in Onslow County passed away in the same week. And our thoughts and our prayers are with the Goodson family and the Humphrey family. And with our last break and come back and talk, we'll be right back.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Located on Gum Branch Road between Jacksonville and Richlands is Rock Creek Golf and Country Club. Player friendly with 5 sets of tees and brand new greens for any skill level, while offering a beautiful and challenging golf course at very affordable rates. Test your putting skill on the brand new greens at Rock Creek. Monday through Thursday, play for only $32. On Fridays, play for $37. And all military and seniors pay $35. On Saturday and Sunday for $44, and seniors and military pay $42. And now, Ladies' Day is every Wednesday, and the cost is only $28. All prices include card and green fees, and all eagles, birdies, pars, bogeys, double bogeys, and others are free. Pro Rick Morton invites you to call anytime, 910-324-5151 for a tee time. Memberships available.
Hello, this is Bill Mercer of Bartley Insurance Services. Are you prepared for the unexpected? Life can throw curveballs when you least expect it. That's why it's important to protect yourself and your loved ones with short-term and long-term care insurance. Short-term care insurance can provide coverage for the unexpected medical events, while long-term care helps cover the cost of extended care, whether in a nursing home or at home. Don't wait until it's too late. Please call our team at Bartley Insurance Services, 910-346-2170 to learn more.
Welcome to Lincoln & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Drs. Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything everything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting Maintenance, power wash and roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want it painted, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting Maintenance and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local Carrier indoor weather team. Serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967, now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vent cleaning, and now offers expert residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any reason, be prepared with a Generac generator business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your home or business with professional air duct cleaning. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the Carrier experts. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning. Located in Jacksonville and Hempstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax, we're on the way.
It's Sports Talk on 97.1 WSME.
Hey, welcome back to Sports Talk. I'm your host, Chris Rainer, co-host Robert Farley. Welcome today, Robert.
Chris.
Getting ready to talk some Wolfpack stuff.
Yeah, you can't wipe the smile off my face.
And our guest, of course, today, Marisa Reeder, Jacksonville-Onslow Sports Commission. Could you imagine putting together a Final Four as your job? You put together all these events in Jacksonville. Imagine being in one of these cities and having to put together all the logistics.
I mean, that's what other sports commissions do.
Can you get the court dimensions right?
I did hear about that.
I would be willing to bet that a Final Four city doesn't have just you and Scott Smith to do it.
No, they have
a bunch of people.
They have a team.
Yeah.
But Scott could talk to you about all the different. He was in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Yeah.
So it definitely takes a team and a lot of people behind the scenes and a lot of people that are supposed to double check those events.
Yeah,
not bad.
That's right up there with the college that had the 10-yard, 6-inch chains on the football field, and it went on for several games before somebody noticed it. How do you not notice it when you start?
They played 3 games before they figured that out. I don't know how anybody else didn't see that.
I'd love to go back and see a game on TV and see if you can tell the difference on TV. You got to be able to.
Yeah, you can. That's just a bad look.
Because you can see when they replaced it. If you don't know what we're talking about, the 3-point line was wrong at one end. It was like 9 inches off. Something.
That was in Portland. Portland Women's Regional.
And you could look, and when you saw the game after they fixed it, you could see the white line inside where they had to just kind of peel the tape up and put it on the regular line. So it is what it is. We have a caller. We're talking about Wolfpack basketball now. The Wolfpack men's and women's team are both playing in the Final Four this weekend. That's awesome. UConn also has the double this year.
Yep.
Who's our caller on the line? Welcome, caller. Hey, Tommy.
Hey, how you doing?
NC State basketball great and legendary Tommy Maddox. Thank you, Tommy.
We got to quit meeting like this.
We met in Kinston last time on remote, and then we were talking on the phone a minute ago about getting you up here to Jacksonville, and we'll go eat somewhere and get you in the studio. We got to have time, of course. We're here to talk about Wolfpack basketball, though. Big weekend for the Pack. What you want to wish them some luck? Tell us some things about it.
I do. I'd love to wish them some luck because nobody gave them a chance to be there in mid-season. We didn't look like we was going to make the tournament, and then all of a sudden, Kevin Keats motivated them guys somehow, and they're playing at an extra level now. And it's amazing, and Wolfpack fans has come out of the walls now.
And a lot of people are jumping on the bandwagon that weren't Wolfpack fans.
Hey, Tom. What I like about it, when we played Duke last Sunday, all the Carolina fans were pulling for NC State. When's that ever happened?
I don't don't know. But even my diehard Duke fans were calling and congratulating me after we beat them. So the Duke fans were more sportsmanship-like than the Carolina fans has been. But I got a good friend, Butch Cannon, that's a Duke fan, and he was the first one to call me and congratulate me.
It's funny you should mention it, and all three of those teams you mentioned, that is a perfect segue into my statistical stuff I put together. Hollywood says I never prepare. But I have that. I want you to hear this part too, Tommy, because this is pretty amazing. In the last 50 Final Fours, how many times do you think either Duke, Carolina, or State has been in the last 50 Final Fours? Just take a guess.
Somebody told me that, let's say, in the last 50, I'd say, I'm going to guess 10 or 11, somewhere in there, something like that. Maybe.
Not even close. 32 times either Duke, Carolina, or State has been in the Final Four in the last 50 Final Fours. 32. Because there's been a couple of Final Fours where Duke and Carolina were in together.
I'm surprised Tommy didn't know that. He was a math major at NC State. He knows statistics very well.
Now, this is going back to 1974 was the first one in this make 50 Final Fours. If you back up to the 60s, the last 60 Final Fours, Duke, Carolina, and State have been in 39 times in the Final Four. Wow. That's amazing.
I love stats, though. Well, you can fill me up with stats.
Well, I'm surprised ESPN hadn't called on this, because you're talking about three schools that you can throw a blanket over, within 10 minutes of each other, 15 minutes, in the triangle up there, has been to 32 Final Fours out of the last 50 Final Fours. That's crazy.
Wow. It is.
And all right, now let's. Robert, I think, will know this one. He can probably remember him in his head too, and you probably can too. Of the last 20 times, has Duke, State, or Carolina won the national championship?
Well, the State's won it 3 times in all, I think.
Twice.
I'm not sure what.
Well, he's already counting this year. Okay. So 3. If they win this year, it'll be 3 for State. Total, it would be 13 times then that Duke, State, or Carolina has won out of the last 50 years. And like I said, you're talking about NCAA Division I is what now, 300 schools or so? And then you got 3 schools that close to each other that are just that much more dominant. There's no state that can put together, even Kentucky and Louisville aren't even close. It's just amazing, especially when you count that when I was looking through the list that a lot of Louisville stuff's been vacated. I didn't realize that. But a lot of their title, one of their national titles got vacated. So, Tommy, you played at that elite level back when ACC basketball was getting really hot. Tell us some of the things that went through your mind going through these tournaments and trying to get in something like this, and what it would have meant to you to get to like the Final Four.
Oh, well, we back when I played, you had to win the ACC tournament to even go. There were no at-large teams at all. They were all tournament winners. So we only won it one time while I was there. So we went to the regionals one time, and we got beat the first game. So you're asking the wrong person.
Now, what year was that?
That was 1965.
Okay, was that your senior year?
That was my junior year.
Junior year, okay. So we're trying to get a time frame on when you were there. So you were maybe a 10-year, 8 or so year graduate when they won the title in 74. Were you still around the program then and still in touch with the players, things like that?
No, not really, because as soon as I left state, I went in service, and then I came back and I started freeing. So I was always on the road somewhere else when they were playing.
But you were always keeping up with them, right?
Yeah, I kept up with them, but I didn't know any of the players.
So you weren't on Jim Valvano's speed dial list or anything?
No, we wasn't. When Les Robinson was the coach and Eddie Biedenbach was assistant, they'd have us up there, all the time. We would all the time have something to go for us, and they'd invite us up to a football game, and then we'd just have a party there and all that. But after Les left, many calls left to go back.
Well, I think that's important to bring back some of the teams that did really great, some of the great players and great teams. You see it at Carolina and at State. Was this the anniversary last year they did of the
74 was the 50 years this year.
That was this year. I remember them doing the 83 anniversary
last
though.
year,
And then they also had one year where Valvano came back for the the anniversary. It was probably the 10 year or something like that.
We had a 25th anniversary of our ACC tournament at State. That was a big deal. seeing the guy you hadn't seen in a long time. Yeah.
It's unreal the numbers that those three schools have put up, and you're wishing the Pac well. You can watch the girls' game too, or the ladies' game also.
Oh yeah.
Pull for them. Who do they get in the first?
South Carolina.
They got
undefeated South Carolina, by the way.
Well, they're undefeated now. But maybe not after that game tonight.
That game's tonight at 7 o'clock on ESPN.
All right.
Does your staff?
When you start at the beginning of the tournaments and you look at these records, you say there's no way that somebody can beat somebody, but it becomes a different mode as you start these tournaments, and just like right now, State believes they can beat somebody, I believe, the way they're playing, and so throw the records away, they don't even matter now. You know, and some of these shooters, boy, if they hit the first 2 or 3 shots, they're on fire, and some of these shooters, if they don't hit the first 3 shots, they get quiet, so you never know what's going to happen. The other team's best shooters throw 2 or 3 bombs up there and miss and just quit shooting, so to speak. So motivation and adrenaline and all that plays into it now, and anybody can win.
I'm going to tell you what's going to be interesting is they're playing in a football stadium again, which I'm not a big fan of that. I mean, reception's got to be terrible.
Yeah. I remember them talking about the first time they played the games in the Superdome back in the early 80s and stuff, and you're sitting there and you're looking at a cavernous thing behind the backboard because back then they didn't fill in all the sections like they do now. Yeah. It's a little better now because they will fill it in totally, but still.
And it's going to be interesting when we play Purdue tomorrow night how it's officiated, because you got 2 big guys that, both of them almost 300 pounds.
Yeah.
You know, are they going to let them play and bang a little bit, or are they going to call it tight, and are we not going to see the 2 big guys get a lot of playing time?
Yeah.
That's going to be a big key right there, Robert.
Well, earlier in most of the games, the state has jumped out on people right to start with. The last game, they fell behind, and it was looking like the run might end, but then they just caught fire in the second half, and were able to get over the top. But most games, they had gotten that little comfortable lead going, and I think this game depends a lot on if they can get that fast early start.
Well, NC State, their guards are a lot more experienced. I mean, we've got the guys that are junior, senior, and grad students, where I think Purdue's guards are a little bit younger. So I think that's going to be the difference in the game. I think Zach Edey, 7'4", 230. Some guy, and DJ Burns, 6'9", 275. They're going to cancel each other out, I hope.
I think in a way, but it's going to be interesting to see if Burns can get his shot off over somebody with that length.
I think he can.
Because he's got that little baby hook, the little floater, all that, but it's going to be interesting to see if he can. Now, I'm thinking he's going to be able to do that little spin move a little better.
Oh, yeah.
Because Edey's a lot bigger guy than what he's faced, otherwise. Tommy, is it not eerily similar to you and Robert? The run that they made as to the 1983 team had to win the tournament to get in. Obviously, they wouldn't. I thought they would have made it anyway. That was my opinion. But Robert said probably they wouldn't have.
They wouldn't have got in.
But is it not eerily similar to you, the way they've fallen behind a little bit and made their run through the NCAA tournament after winning the ACC tournament?
It's very similar. I thought that whenever they made the finals of the ACC tournament, they would have got in even if they would have lost. But, that's up for argument. That's up for argument. But I thought once they made the finals and had beat Duke, I thought they would be in. But, this is eerie similar, So it turns out the same way. And talking about them good shooters, boy, a good shooter, he missed 4 straight shots, and he's still going to shoot because he's still going to believe he's going to make the next 10. So
that's right.
So the mindset of some of these players is going to be key. And like Burns, if the big boy blocks a couple of his shots, don't quit. Yeah. Keep on going, and the next time he'll get fouled or something, and
And that would be a big thing if State could get a couple early fouls on Edey early in the game.
Yeah, the 83 team wasn't really a surprise because they were preseason top 10. Of course, back then you had Carolina had just won the title in 82 with Jordan, Perkins, Worthy, and Virginia had Ralph Sampson. And we were top 10, and then Wittenberg got hurt. And remember, he missed he broke his foot, and he missed 11 or 12 games, and that's when they went on a tailspin, and that's why I think their record was 17-10 at the time at the ACC tournament. So they were supposed to be good that year. This year's team, NC State, we thought we would be okay and make the tournament, but man, we struggled at the end. We lost 7 of our last 9 games.
Yeah, that would run right before the tournament. You're right. They looked like they were just kind of, had packed in the season and were headed out. And a lot of people think, Keats wouldn't have made it through the year had he not won the ACC tournament. I think winning the ACC tournament gave him a 2-year extension or something.
It did.
But a lot of people thought he might be on the way out if, they didn't make this run. Now, going back to 83 also, you had Derek Wittenberg, of course, who had one of the highest arcing shots you've ever seen. If they were playing at Texas Stadium, down there where the Cowboys play, he'd probably be hitting that scoreboard that runs through the middle.
And that was the first year to three-point shot, 83.
It was, but not
in the tournament, but ACC used it.
And that was where I was going. You read my mind, Robert.
Yeah.
I remember Valvano's quote saying they need to have our shots count as three-pointers, the long ones, and let Houston's Phi Slamma Jamma crowd let their dunks count as 1 point. Remember that quote he had in the press conference? But Wittenberg and them stayed to their game. They didn't let the fact that it was not a three-pointer in the NCAA tournament keep him from still shooting the outside shot. And he got rolling in the finals. Do you remember the game against Pepperdine in the 83 tournament? They were down like 10 points with just a couple minutes to go. Pepperdine took their starters out. Remember that? And Valvano started fouling with like 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, I just watched the events 30 for 30 for the 37th time this week. Yeah, it was this week. And they were down. They started fouling. They missed free throws, and we came back and sent it in overtime and won.
All right, you guys are both huge basketball guys. Tommy, you played at the highest level there. Robert, you coached for years. Would you not like to see it go back to all 1-and-1s for free throws and make it where free throws count again?
Not really. I try not to mess with the rules. I try not to mess with the rules too much.
The games are long.
Somebody found out, and hopefully they talk to the coaches whenever they're trying to come up with these rule changes, and so hopefully this is kind of what the coaches want.
See, that comeback against Pepperdine probably wouldn't happen nowadays, though. They have 2 shots after 10 fouls,
We got to remember back then they didn't have a shot clock either, so that's
kind of. They didn't have a shot clock, but it was all 1-and-1. You didn't have
it was 1-and-1.
And now in high school, what they've done in high school.
Yeah.
5 fouls in a period or a quarter, you go to 2 shots.
Yep.
You only mess with 1-and-1. So it's just.
I hope you don't go to a shot clock in high school because that'd be a disaster.
It's coming, Tommy.
The high schools can't afford to keep them up. Do you remember when we went to the automatic timer and all that sort of stuff, and everybody had the whistle packs and wearing the whistle packs? 2 years after that, nobody had batteries in their whistle packs.
Precision timing.
They were laying up on the shelves, and the coaches. I think the same thing would happen if they go to a shot clock. You have these things out on the corners, and nobody wants to come and repair them at the high school level.
I think that's coming. I think within 2 years we're going to have a shot clock.
Well, I hadn't seen as much high school basketball obviously as you have, but most times they don't hold it long enough to have a shot clock in effect. Even a team can have a 10-point lead with 2 minutes to go, and they're driving to the basket, not even trying to.
I think it would be better for the girls' basketball. Girls' basketball is not great. I'm sorry, Marissa. I know you played. But I did some, Tommy used to have some AAU tournaments in Kansas when he was a regional supervisor, and they used a shot clock. They used a 30-second shot clock, and actually the games were not bad because of course, better play because it was AAU, but they had a shot clock, and I actually enjoyed calling their girls' games with the shot clock.
Yeah, that speeds it up, and you get rid of a lot of the handling and all. But still, that's part of basketball. Dean Smith won games because he had a guy that could stall if he needed to be stalling.
And he lost the game because he went to the stall too soon. Remember that one? National championship game, yeah.
Yeah, let me mention one other thing. You're talking about you never know what's going to happen. In my team back in 1965 when we won the ACC champion, the year before that we finished last in the conference because we started all off except for one. Larry Lakins was a senior, and the other 4 members of the team were sophomores, so we finished last. So then the next year we got a little bit better, and we didn't finish first enough. We probably finished third or fourth, but then we played in the ACC tournament, and a guy that was not a starter, Larry Worsley, come off the bench and scored 30 points, so we wouldn't have beat Duke. So you can't tell what's going to happen in these tournaments.
You're right.
Nobody would have ever said Larry Worsley would score 30 points. Larry Worsley didn't average 10 points because he wasn't a starter, and he would get into games, and just sub a little while, then come out. He caught 5 or 30 points, and Duke couldn't stop him. And that can happen in any one of these games. We're talking about Horn and Burns, but somebody else could get hot and just beat Star. I was the last player to be put on the East-West All-Star game in high school. The last player. And I was the MVP in the game.
Yeah,
I mean,
just when you get hot, man.
You just do not know.
That was a travesty that you were one of the first ones in anyway, though. You had a good year that year, but look, and what you're talking about, look at like Cornbread. You know who Cornbread is? Cedric Maxwell.
Yeah.
Look at that run that UNC Charlotte made to the Final Four. Whoever would have seen that coming?
Yeah.
In the early 70s.
Yeah, and he was from Kinston.
Oh yeah, I know. He was one of the first. He was one of the OGs of Kinston basketball, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And another thing about NC State's team this year, their starting 5 is all transfers. There's a cool kid on NC State, yeah.
But they all didn't transfer this year.
No, well, some came last year.
Right.
And Casey Morcell's a third-year transfer.
Wow.
But we got all transfers.
That's the game nowadays. For good or bad, that's what it is. Well, Tommy, we appreciate you calling. We definitely want to try and get you lined up to come in here in the studio sometime. You and your lady make a trip up here to Jacksonville. We'll take you to lunch and have a good time.
Okay.
All right. Go Wolfpack. Thank you for calling.
All right.
Thanks, Tommy.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
So the ladies' game's tonight at 7. What time's the men's game?
6:09.
I love those odd times they give.
Yeah.
But it's the first game. The second
They
game.
got to have 9 minutes to talk about it,
Oh, they'll have plenty of time to talk about it in between.
Commercials.
And this is the stadium where they can roll out the grass field and all that.
Yep.
We've got callers right and left. We've had a lot of people to call in, so they're all timing it just right. They must be listening. That means they're listening too, though, because they're calling the others.
Since we're talking about basketball, the ECI this year is June 20th through the 24th. You guys have done a great job, Marissa, at supporting that and putting that thing on.
We appreciate that event, and we're here in Jacksonville again.
And this year we changed it. We've added a 5th gym and 4 more teams.
Yes.
And we have yet another NC State folk calling in, another NC State graduate.
Well, I don't know if we do or not. I didn't identify himself. It's John.
It's
John. Okay, all right, hang on a second. Hang on, buddy. Let's get him on here.
John had said he'd try to call. Hello, caller. Hello, caller. Hang on, caller. Don't leave.
Is this a record for calling?
I got to push this button over here, man.
What's the rest?
4 callers.
There we go. Are we good? Go ahead. Hello, caller. Who do we have there?
Hey, Chris Rayner. This is John Clemens, general manager of the Down East Wood Ducks.
The Down East Wood Ducks. You guys are starting the season tonight, right?
Correct. First pitch is at 7. Gates open at 6. And we'll have post-game fireworks tonight presented by WNCT 9 and Bojangles.
And you still have tickets available?
We do have tickets available online at woodducksbaseball.com or purchase a ticket booth when you walk up to the stadium.
Okay, now how does opening weekend work? Is it just one game or do you have a whole series this weekend?
We play tonight at 7, tomorrow at 5, and Sunday at 1 o'clock.
And then will the next games be on the road after that for next week?
Yes, sir. We'll be in Zebulon playing the Carolina Mudcats next week.
Ooh, I may get up to Raleigh actually for something next week. I may try and hit that on the way up there. I've never been to an away Wood Ducks game. I'll be the guy there, being obnoxious to the home fans and everything.
That'd be good.
Well, now you have a dual purpose for calling. Obviously, promote the Wood Ducks, and thank you once again to Down East Heating and Air and Jason Humphrey and them for sponsoring the Wood Ducks Report, which will be start right now. But you have a dual purpose. You're an NC State graduate, right?
Class of 04, or 08, actually. I started in 04.
So you probably want to wish the Pack luck also.
Oh, absolutely. Wish I could be there, but obviously work duty calls. So.
Now, do you guys know Robert Farley? Robert John. Robert's a big NC State guy too. Coastal Beverage here, and I didn't know if you guys had crossed paths with some of that before. But we're all Wolfpack today. We had our Lieutenant Governor called that former NC State great Tommy Maddox coming. You know Tommy, of course. I know he hangs out in the ballpark a lot. And what's your thoughts on this weekend? First, the girls' game tonight. You think they can take down South Carolina?
Yeah, I think so. I think Shania Rivers has some former, being on the team in the past. That'll help, just kind of knowing their style.
So she's from South Carolina.
I think anything.
No, she played at South Carolina her freshman year.
That's what I mean. She came from
Wilmington.
The transfer portal, though.
Yeah, she transferred.
All right, and so you think they can take them down?
I do. I think anything's possible once tip-off takes place.
Oh, yeah.
I think with Wes Moore's coaching mentality and the girls' fight, I think they'll be good.
All right, well, when we're talking with Tommy on the phone a minute ago, Tommy Maddox, he thinks that the big matchup, the key for the boys' game is going to be the men's game is going to be the guard play. I think it's going to be between Burns and Edie. Which one can, if they can neutralize each other, then it's one thing. But if one has a bigger game than the other, or say Burns can get some fouls on Edie, how do you see the game playing out as a Wolfpack fan?
I see DJ Burns dance moving around back Edie, and I think DJ Horn will hit some clutch shots, and Michael McConnell he'll be able to keep us cool, calm, and collected. So I feel like the Wolfpack's going to win.
And I do think Horn is going to be a very big component also. Against Carolina, he lit it up, and then in a couple of games, he's kind of disappeared. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if he can be contributing, slashing to the basket, hitting some three-pointers, I think that would certainly help the Wolfpack, no doubt. Robert, you got anything to add there?
Well, you got to remember DJ Burns can pass the ball really well, too.
Yes.
You remember the Marquette game, he didn't score a lot because they doubled him. He only scored 4 points, but he had 7 assists, and probably 5 of them were threes. So that's an aspect of his game that a lot of big men don't have.
He'll start backing down and see that open person when they double team him.
Yeah, he's a really good passer.
And the only thing that concerns me is Edie's length, because, obviously, was he 7'2", 7'4"?
7'4".
7'4", which means he has a wingspan of probably about 7'6".
Yeah, he was cutting down the nets, put out the ladder.
That blew my mind. He stood there and cut the nets without using the ladder. Kind of like Warren Martin, or but with talent,
Yeah.
Or Chuck Nevitt, but with talent. Now, Chuck had talent. Chuck just weighed about 190 pounds, unfortunately. He could not put on weight at that time. One of the famous Valvano things, and I've said it on here before, but you guys weren't present, so I'm going to say it again. Valvano said he's in his office, and he sees Chuck Nevitt get out of the car in the parking lot and start walking towards the basketball offices. He's like, oh, my gosh, I see titles and national, on the horizon. Then he said Nevitt turned sideways and disappeared. So he's like, okay, we try to put a little weight on this guy. Nevitt was like 7'5".
Yeah.
But just 190 pounds.
I just think it's going to come down to how they officiate those two big guys. If they let them play a little bit and not get them in foul trouble,
I think that'll
be interesting
Burns if they let them play.
They don't call 3 seconds, obviously.
But
you don't never see
Burns
that call
starts
anymore.
so far out that he usually doesn't have to worry about
it. Yeah, but Edie doesn't.
Yeah.
He's in there a long time.
And then if you hope that Burns, you see it coming sometimes and wonder why sometimes, the way he likes to bang, back it up, you see a potential for an offensive foul or two there. It's just sometimes if the other guy sells it. Now, when you're 7'4" and that big, it's going to be hard to sell that, a guy can knock you down like that. So it's just a matter of how the officials play it.
And it's also pretty interesting that I read somewhere yesterday that with Burns is now, he's nationally popular. They're talking about him going to the NFL, and he said, nah, he's not playing football.
Well, would he be an offensive lineman?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd be a hoss. Yeah. And I feel like we have let Marisa out of the conversation here. Do you have anything you want to add to any of this basketball stuff?
I was just going to comment, the 7'4", 7'5". I mean, I can't even imagine.
Yeah. It's tough for me to buy britches for myself. Much
Do
less
they sell beds that long for a 7'5" person?
I'm rolling through my mind. I was like, what vehicle do they drive? Where do they get their clothes?
There's a funny Ralph Sampson story here that I want to tell afterwards, but I'm going to let John, have you got, I know you got a lot going on. Have you got anything else you want to add before you have to go get, your baseball team ready for everything? I know you got stuff going on. Add or just go Wolfpack?
Go Woodies, go Wolfpack, and we'll see you this weekend.
All right. I might see you out there tonight, man.
Yeah, might as well. Come on out.
All right. Take care, John. Thank you for calling.
Good luck.
You're welcome.
So supposedly back in the day of Ralph Sampson, who was 7'4", him and back then the kids lived in these more modest dorms than what they probably have now as basketball players. Supposedly him and they didn't share the same bed, but like when he left, what was the kid's name? The little short guy, Ricky Stokes. Remember him?
Yeah,
5'8" or something.
Yeah.
They had the same room. So
I love that.
you have a guy going to 5'8", and how tall are you?
I'm 5'4".
You're 5'4", but you're not a basketball player.
I was.
She was a
But you're
basketball
not
player.
now.
I know. See, I stopped because I stopped growing. Everyone else kept growing. I was tall.
5'4" is fairly tall for a
Well, I was like 5'4" in 4th grade, and then I stopped growing.
Did you play soccer
They call
too
you
in
Jet
school?
3?
No soccer.
No, I didn't play soccer. I didn't like running.
But now you're a runner.
I know.
What's up with that?
I know. It's,
It's just an odd world.
well, growing up on a farm, I couldn't really train. I barely even do basketball. I had one hoop, and
That's all you need is one hoop.
Well, but I had like a grass lot. So
I saw
it
Jimmy
was-
Chitwood shooting on dirt in a movie, and he was a great player.
But, and I was only one of my sister played basketball for a little bit, but we never played together. So I say all that to say, like, just my priorities weren't
So
really on sport.
after all this fun time we've had talking Wolfpack basketball, you'll be watching the games this weekend.
No, I don't think so. No, I don't really watch a lot of TV. I read a lot of books. That's about it.
But this is our state teams.
But I'm not.
And you were promoting ladies
Transplant.
basketball earlier, so that's that game's tonight. At least watch that one and see if you get
Chris, she only watches when she's at the ECI watching that tournament.
when she's in it.
She'll
I
be
do.
there a
I
lot.
do like watching ECI, and there'll be live stream
You
this year.
sit there and
so-
play on your cell phone.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I watch. If I'm on my phone, it's because I have to take video and photos.
She's coordinating the food and all. She got a lot going on. She's really busy.
Well, we're going to roll through this day in sports history quickly. I won't do my usual commentary unless it's something I can't resist. So we can get this through before our last segment, then we'll mention the sports mission before we go. All right, this day in sports, April 5th. All this stuff happened on April 5th at some time or another. In 1915, on April 5th, Jess Willard KOs Jack Johnson after 26 rounds. 26 rounds? Wow. To win the heavyweight boxing title in front of 25,000 fans at Oriental Park Racetrack in Havana, Cuba. Robert?
1925. Yankees in exhibition 69, but Babe Ruth collapses in NC due to an ulcer.
I guess he was back in North Carolina for some reason. Or maybe they had the game in North Carolina.
1934, baseball superstar Babe Ruth agrees to do 3 15-minute broadcasts a week over NBC for a fee of $39,000 for 13 weeks, $4,000 more than his New York Yankees playing contract.
Wow, he makes almost as much as I do for broadcasting.
Yeah.
That's awesome. In 1946, the 100th Grand National, Captain Robert Petrie wins aboard a 25-1 shot, Lovely Cottage, his first true Grand National win since 1940 due to World War II. His last was on a Friday, and I'm going to do the other one. Well, no, that's a different one then. Okay.
All right. 1976, Wilt Chamberlain sets NBA record of 41 rebounds.
And also has the NBA record of points with
100.
And a lot of people don't. This was up your way. He played for the Philadelphia 76ers at the time. Well, it was the Sixers at the time.
Yeah, it was.
But the game was held at Hershey Park. Like they had, they would go to different venues in their home stadium. So he scores 100 points at probably a place that maybe a third of the people could see him that would have saw him normally. It's weird.
Yeah. So that was 1967.
67, he had the rebound record, but I can't remember the 100-point thing.
Oh my! I can't believe you guys remember all these stats to begin with.
When it comes to useless knowledge, I'm full of it.
Well, I mean, Scott's the same way.
You didn't catch that? When it comes to useless knowledge, I'm full of it.
You're full of it.
Yes. All right, you're next. 1972.
1972, the regular MLB season fails to strike. For the first time in history, 86 games are lost before the labor dispute settled.
We make no further comments about people that make millions of dollars and have a labor dispute. In 1975, American tennis #1 Chris Evert wins her 3rd WTA Tour Championship. The Los Angeles Sports Arena beats Martina Navratilova 6-4, 6-2.
1981, Philadelphia Flyers amass a record 2,621 penalty minutes.
That sounds like Andrei Svechnikov by himself.
Did you see the
game that dropped the puck and they started
Right
fighting
at the
immediately?
beginning.
What happened there?
There was bad blood between the two teams. It was the Rangers and it was either the Flyers or the Islanders. I can't remember. It was the Rangers was one of them. And there's something that happened from a previous game. So it's just like they just know that when the puck dropped, they all dropped their gloves and started fighting with whoever they were paired up.
That was
with.
unbelievable.
I'm not sure if the goalies got in it, but everybody else did. They had 8 ejections.
So my husband doesn't watch a lot of sports either, but he will watch hockey.
Really?
Just for the fight.
Does he go to Hurricanes games?
He's never been.
Get him to take you to a Hurricanes game sometime.
No,
A lot of fun.
I can see everything from my TV if I want
It's
to.
better there, isn't it, Robert?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
I'm with
Nothing
you.
like
I
live.
love experiences.
It's hard to watch it on TV.
Well, you can go with when the we're gonna take the whole crowd, us and Ashley and Robert, the whole thing one time, and you can go with us.
I've been. I went a few years.
Well, you got to tell him he's got to go. All right, who had the last one?
Well, I'm
Was that-
so
okay.
1984, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar breaks Wilt Chamberlain's all-time career scoring record of 31,419 points.
And now that's been broken by
LeBron James.
In 1987, Wayne Gretzky won his 7th straight NHL scoring title, the great one.
In 1999, Los Angeles Dodger Oral Hershiser's consecutive scoreless streak of 59 innings ends.
Wow. 1992, the Tradition Senior Men's Golf GC at Desert Mountain, Lee Trevino
Yep.
win his second Champions Tour major by one stroke from Jack Nicklaus.
Jacques Nicklaus or Jack Nicklaus?
Jacques.
You're not a
Yeah, we'll go
golfer
with
either?
Jack Nicklaus.
Marissa, you're not a golfer?
Jack
I can-
Nicklaus. He's the GOAT.
You drive the beverage cart.
Heard, yes, I do. I can mini golf.
Well, Jack Nicklaus is the greatest golfer of all time. That's just my opinion.
I agree
Are
with
you
that.
sure you don't want this next one, or you want me to get it?
No, go ahead. You got
Okay.
it.
You sure?
Yeah.
In 1993, the 55th NCAA Men's Basketball Championship, the North Carolina Tar Heels beat the Michigan Wolverines 77-71 for the Tar Heels' third title? Yeah, at the time, third title.
Okay, in 2003, the Kansas City Royals become the first MO team to begin the season 5-0 after losing 100 games the previous year, beating the Cleveland Indians 2-1. And did
2010 72nd NCAA Men's Basketball Championship. Duke beats Butler 61-59. Blue Devils forward Kyle Singler 19 points.
All right, and 2 of those, that was everything that happened on April 5th, first of all. April 5th over the course, not everything, but the important stuff over the course of history, April 5th, sports history. 2 of those things, though, were exactly what we talked about, and we'll repeat these numbers because with Tom's phone, I just want to make sure the connection's good. This is just mind-boggling that in the last 50 Final Fours, Duke, State, or Carolina has
This isn't. How do you know the winner?
have over the years. Just had a really good program. Carolina won a national championship. State did too, didn't they?
No. There's only our Final Four. 1998.
Carolina hadn't been a lot, but they won one year, I remember.
They won one year, yeah.
But the thing is, and this has nothing to do with girls and men's sports. It's just that the men's sports have the numbers a lot. They've been a lot more times than what the ladies have.
Well, women's college has been dominated by Tennessee and Pat Summit, and then UConn, and then now it's South Carolina's been the dominant team the last 5 years.
So those, I mean, it's a different thing. I mean, like in ladies sports, you could probably go to Carolina's field hockey has been a big one, or soccer. State and ladies sports,
cross country,
but their basketball team has always been really good.
Been good. Only been the one. This is our second Final Four ever.
But this is just the stats for this because they're easier to find too. So 32 times in the last 50 Final Fours. That's amazing. The 3 schools and 8 wins Monday night. That'll be the 13th national title out of the last.
Well, let's win Saturday night first. One game at a time, mister.
Call it, man. So if they win Monday night, you're talking about almost a quarter of the national championships. Well, it would be more than a quarter of the last 50 national championships been won by those 3 schools. Amazing.
It is amazing.
That's the thing. It's the thing where I'm a diehard Carolina fan, so when Duke's playing, they're going, Duke lose. But then if they win anyway, then you go to the.
So why
you
are
put
you
the
a
stats
Carolina
together.
fan?
I was just my first game I remember was 1977 against Indiana. I'm sorry, Marquette. Carolina lost, and I cried like a baby. It's the first time I'd ever gotten really into it, and that's just where I was hooked. My son, same way, was a Carolina fan all those years because he went with us. But then he went to state engineering school and became, you go to that school, you become a Wolfpack.
Like 95% of the North Carolina fans didn't even go to college there. They probably got the highest amount of fans that don't go there.
And I remember seeing that special that HBO did on the Duke-Carolina rivalry, talking about the total numbers. And it's just, I guess, because it's the University of North Carolina, And
the Michael Jordan effect.
That's probably true, too, yeah.
Well, and they're so close.
And the Dean Smith effect.
I mean, I don't really analyze where colleges are, but I mean, are other states kind of in the same?
Well, you have. Of course, is Raleigh. Then a short distance outside of Raleigh is Durham, and then about 8 more miles. There's one place where it's 8 miles apart, and that's why they always say that.
Yeah.
Right, but in other states, what I'm saying is
there's no comparison. That's what I'm saying. It's not even close. First of all, Kentucky is Lexington, and Louisville. They're not close to each other, and there's certainly not a third school right there.
Florida schools aren't close.
They're spread
either.
out.
The only thing, I mean, Pennsylvania, we have some schools, but the bigger ones are.
You only have Penn State and Pittsburgh, right?
Oh, there's Philly. There's
Philly.
Is it Villanova? That's out of
Villanova, yeah.
Is that a
yeah.
And then there was another one over there too.
Duquesne,
maybe. But you come from you didn't watch a lot of basketball. You said, have you ever heard of the Fab Five?
No.
You've never heard of the Fab Five? There were 3 or 5 freshmen that started for the University of Michigan back in the early 90s that kind of changed the landscape. Hold on. Zip it. Okay.
She's only 20 years old.
I understand that.
Chris.
But my favorite TV show is the Andy Griffith Show years before I came along. I know how to watch reruns and documentaries. So you're saying you've never heard of World War II? Is that what you're telling me? Okay, thank you. So anyway,
you're comparing those.
Hey, Marissa, before she comes back on this show, she needs to binge watch 30 for 30 on ESPN one weekend, and you can learn a lot about sports just by doing that.
And they've done a couple specials on the Duke-Carolina rivalry because it's always the hot one every year. I think they need to do one with all 3 schools, kind of the history. I think that'd be awesome.
Well, there is. There's a.
We get close to our break because we can wind it up.
History of the ACC.
We probably need to go.
On the ACC
we can take a quick break and come back and come more talk.
I think we're done. Mention your stuff again one more time, and then I'll do our sponsors.
So our Coastal Bank and Trust induction ceremony April 16th. More information on who's already been inducted, who's going to be inducted, to get tickets, playjosc.com. In May, we have, I was going to skip over our boxing. That Saturday, April 20th, is our Freedom Fight boxing event at the Commons, and 2 sessions, one at 2 p.m., one at 7 p.m., 1 ticket price gets you sessions. Then in May, we have our Moore Buick GMC New River Splash. It's a triathlon, duathlon, and 5K. That information is available at newriversplash.com. And then June 3D Bow Hunters Challenge and 5K. Again, playjosc.com.
Playjosc.com.
Lots of information.
And we got other big doings going on in the area. Of course, the Wood Ducks open their season tonight. Make sure you go to that. Hollywood, do you have the schedule there for the All-American Speedway?
Yeah, I've got some information here. Of course, a few weeks ago, it was postponed because of rain. But this is pretty exciting. It's the National Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram 250. Let me zoom in here. It's the Z-Max Cars Tour late model stock. It's pretty cool at the New River All-American Speedway. They're doing big things down there, and it's been moved to Saturday, April the 13th, not this weekend, but next weekend, also featuring the Grand National Super Series. Ticket prices are great, man, and they've been NASCAR sanctioned a lot of these things there. So the grandstands, young adults, $25 for this race on the 13th. The grandstands, kids 6 to 12, military with ID, with senior age 63 and plus is $12. Kids age 5 and under free. In the grandstands, trackside spot, got to push a general admission. Tickets is $45. You want pit passes, you got to sign a little liability waiver there, but it's just $45. Tickets available for purchase on My Race Pass, and it's a really fun experience. If you didn't go last year, you got to check it out. Of course, National Dodge, Harry Brown is part owner of WSME, and so it's a good thing to do. We encourage you to go out there and check it out. And
that's that, man. So
from past experience, I would really recommend that trackside parking space. You back the truck right up to the fence there,
right,
and they're right in front of you. It's awesome.
That's a great facility too.
Yeah, and we had some people on. We had the track manager, right? A couple weeks ago, we had him on.
Race director is his title.
Race director,
Levon Vance.
Yeah, and some drivers on a couple weeks ago, and so. Just to encourage you, and there's going to be a pretty cool announcement Monday morning about just something. I'll just say that. So
I know what that announcement is. Can I say?
No, you cannot.
I will not.
So, well, you just stay tuned.
But it's worth listening for.
I wish they had a demolition derby. You ever been to one of those?
Like the figure 8 thing, or
a demolition derby. Demolition derbies are cool.
That used to be cool.
If you've ever seen one of the figure 8 tracks where you're coming with other people, it's crazy.
Or school bus race.
Yeah.
You've seen that in Charlotte? That's pretty cool.
School bus race? What?
Yeah, school bus race.
Back when Humpy Wheeler was the promoter in Charlotte, you'd go to the race and get there early. Always something before the race. We were there one time, and it was the fall race, and all of a sudden, there's an announcement that an ice cream truck has been stolen, and they're warning people to be near the track. Where all of a sudden, this ice cream truck pulls out on the track, and these cops are chasing it. We thought it was live to start with. Then you look down there, and you see what he's getting ready to go towards, and you're like, okay. He's going towards this big thing where it jumps this thing, napalm goes off, and the ice cream truck rolls and catches on fire.
But at first, you think it's
awesome. It was pretty cool. All right, anything else we need to cover before we go? I'm going to hit our sponsors, and then I think we're good.
Let's go Wolfpack.
All right, we'll do that at the end, though.
All right.
Okay. All right, Sports Talk is powered by Rock Creek Golf and Country Club. They're back online. They've got their new greens in town. They got 5 sets of tee blocks, and any skill level can go out there for a beautiful and challenging golf course at very affordable rates. So thank you, Rock Creek, for coming back. Our other sponsors, Golden Corral, Jones-Onslow EMC, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative, Barnes Diamond Gallery, National Jeep Ram, Bayshore Animal Hospital, their new location, of course, now open at 623 East Saviston Drive in Swansboro. Bartley Insurance Services, Bill Mercer. Oh, it's a mouthful. Lane Associates Family Dentistry, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, and Southern Touch Painting. Thanks to Helen's Kitchen for those breakfast bowls. I'm sure Marissa's going to dive right into that sausage, egg, and cheese.
Oh, yeah.
And grits breakfast bowl.
That's healthy choice.
Good stuff. You got several food groups there. The Hurricane Watch is sponsored by Downey's Heating and Air. Thank you to Jason Humphrey and the boys for that. And the mini wood ducks report that we gave, we'll give one of those next week, too. And that's about it. I'm going to wind it up there because I'm tired of
Hey, shout out.
You get tired of talking.
No, you don't. No.
Oh, shut up.
Hey, I got to give a shout out to Jacksonville All-Star cheerleaders we had a couple of them on last Friday. They're all going to the beach this weekend. So I'll be leaving Saturday morning and driving up to Virginia Beach for cheerleading.
And I wish Reagan would have told me who her mama was at the time, because I worked with her mama for years at the courthouse. She was worked there at the courthouse, and we were always in there. And I could have told her a bunch of funny stories. So.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't know.
Okay.
Hey, what was the longest show ever on Sports Talk?
Not this one. It may have been the Tommy Maddox one. We were there like 4 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did it remote, so it was hard to tell because.
There's a lot going on. Marissa's got all kinds of events here.
Yeah.
She's busy.
Yeah.
That's good, though.
And Marisa, thank you for being with us today, of course.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. Thank you for having me.
And that's it.
You should have told her to wear red, though, Chris. I'm
I didn't think about it. That's my fault.
She don't follow.
I don't think red's her color, though.
I bet she's got something red.
Yeah,
I'm sure
she has multiple colors.
I wear my red and black today. See.
I'm actually didn't know one. She got red blue.
Red heels. Yeah, I could have worn my red heels.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that a song? That's a Taylor Swift song, isn't it? Or somebody, my red high heels. No, that's Kelly Pickler. Sorry.
I was going to say Kelly.
Yeah, that's back in the day. All right, we're getting way down too many rabbit holes and tangents here. So we're going to wind it up. Thank you again, Marisa Reeder, Jacksonville-Onslow Sports Commission. Go to playjosc.com to see all those events. Robert, I know you want to add something before we go.
Now let's go Wolfpack.
That's it. We'll see you next week.
This week on Casey Kasem's American Top 40, this is taking you back to April 8th, 1972. You'll hear all the top 40 hits and great stories as only Casey could tell them. So George on American Top 40, the 70s.
Check out Casey Saturday mornings 8 to 11 on Freedom 97.1, 11:20 a.m. WSME.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be